Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So, I've done a number of different pen case reviews and storage reviews on past videos. And one of the requests I keep getting a lot of is to do a review of some pen display storage boxes. So these are typically boxes that you would just keep on your desk, that you would house maybe 10, 20, 30 or 40 pens in. So this is a very common one that I have here. It's very heavy. It's very, very heavy. It's at least, I would say, probably 3 or 4 kilograms in weight. It is a Blackwood box, a display box, and you can find these on eBay or Amazon. I think if you search for pen display wood box, maybe black, you'll probably find some. I know Amazon US sell them. So this particular one actually comes in a 30 pen display. You can get a 20 pen display and you can get a 40 pen, and I think you can even get larger ones in this model. Now, unfortunately, this is an unbranded version. There's no manufacturer marking on the box to say where it's actually come from. So I suspect it's probably made in China. But let me just show you. So what we have here is a lovely, lovely display centerpiece here, where you can actually see all of your pens on the top shelf. Now, this opens up and you can actually just get at your pens straight away. But you'll see here, like, I have 10 pens here, and these are really my largest pens by far in my collection. These are all oversized pens. We have, so left to right, we have the Pelikan M800 Royal Gold Rawdon. We have the Pelikan M1000, which is a large pen. We have the classic pens LB5. We have the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco. We have the Visconti Opera Master Crimson Tide. Another Visconti Opera Master, this is the River Thames. We have the Visconti Ecstasy d'Aude. We have the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. We have the Visconti Speakeasy. And we have the Visconti Luxor. Now, you can actually see here that really the 3 pens here are the biggest pens that I'm highlighting. So we have the Armando Simone Clubs, the Visconti d'Aude, and the Speakeasy. And I can actually get my finger just about sort of between the top of the pens and the end of the case. And these are really, really long pens. So in terms of the dimensions of what pens it will accept around 172 millimeters in length of pen, and around about 20 millimeters in width of a pen. So that is a very wide pen and a very long pen. So the great thing about this is that you have this display here, but you also have a number of other drawers, and I'll show you here that these drawers open out, and you have another storage here for another 20 pens effectively. So you have 10 per drawer. So this for me is a really good display box. Now, unfortunately, because this is a hinged lid, you can't stack another one on top, which ideally would have been something that I would have loved to have done if I could. Like, if this top one wasn't a view piece and it was an extra drawer, then you could just stack them on top. I do like the viewing window here that we have, but it does mean that you cannot stack these, unfortunately. Or I guess you could, but you then effectively lose 10 pens. So I don't know. That for me is a showstopper in terms of stacking them. But I think really these are meant not to be stacked. And now, if you went for the smaller 21, you would only have one drawer here and then the top viewing window. So you wouldn't then be able to say stack the 20 pen display boxes and then put this one on top, because you're still going to have the same problem with the viewing window, unfortunately. So let me show you the drawers in a little bit more detail. So we now have these pens in this drawer. The great thing about this is these drawers are removable. So if I hold this here, you can actually see that the distance between if I just balance this down a bit, so you can see here now these drawers are a little bit more shallow in terms of depth than the top one. In terms of width, though, they are still the same width. They still support the widest pen here. But in terms of dimensions, for the length of the pen, these actually come in a little bit less. So these are about 163 deep. So you will struggle a little bit more with your taller pens, but as you can see, these pens are really tall or really long pens anyway. So to me, this isn't a problem. I still don't have today any pens in my collection that will not fit even in these lower drawers, let alone the top viewing drawer. And the great thing about these drawers is that they are fully removable. So you'll see when I take photos on Instagram and I'll have a pen tray, I'm actually using these, and it actually serves as a good photo point, actually, to be able to photograph my pens with. Now, there is a downside here, and I will show you that these drawers are not that deep. So the problem you will have is if you have your clips pointing upwards, you cannot get the drawer in. So you will have to rotate your pen clips around so that they are pointing one way. Now, I don't see that as being a problem myself. I'm sure some people will, though, and that might put them off of buying one for that very reason. Like if I try to rotate some of these around, because the Visconti clips are actually quite large, so you'll see that there's no way that you can actually do that. But so these boxes you can find on eBay or Amazon. Just look for I think wooden or wood pen display black box or something along those lines, and you'll find them. I know Amazon US do sell these. They come in around about, for the 30 pen box, they come in around about just under £100 UK pound, or that would be probably around about 120, 130 US dollars. So they're not cheap by any stretch, but they are a very nice pen display box. So with that in mind, I think it's really good to be able to store your pens in this sort of manner. But other than that, there really isn't that much of a downside to these, other than you cannot stack these one on top of the other. So like I kind of would like to see, maybe they have it but I've not seen it, I kind of would like to see a 30 or 40 pen display box without the viewing window at the top, so you could put those underneath and then another 30 or 40 pen display box on top. Now, there are other models out there from other manufacturers. There are like red teak, brown teak, wood pen display boxes. Some will hold 60 pens, some will hold 80 pens. So it really just depends on the size of the box you want, how many pens you want to store in it. Have a look around on eBay, have a look around on Amazon. I'm sure you will find something that will probably work for you. It's just really going to be how many pens you want to store and what price you're willing to pay. So these aren't cheap, but I think at around £100, I think these are really worth it, to the point that you can store like 30 or 40 pens away with no problem whatsoever. So and that you can remove these drawers, I think, is the other great thing about them. And so it's just, I find a good way of storing my pens. Now, I've expanded from these now because I've actually created my own pen drawers, and because I have over 100 pens, and I have several of these boxes. I have so that these will store. So I the two boxes I have will store 60 pens. I have a brown wood one that will support another 40. So that's 100 pens. I think I'm around about 130 pens in my collection now. So for me, I needed to look to expand. So I've still got these, and I still will use them, but I'm looking for a much bigger storage, and that's sort of a pen drawers in cabinets more. So I just really wanted to show this off because I know a number of people have been asking not only for a review on pen display storage boxes, but also what trays I'm using in some of the photographs that I post on Instagram, and also some of the videos that I post here on YouTube. So there you go. I think this is a really good pen display box. It's very well built. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.